It's easy to be busy. It's hard to be busy with the things that really matter. We may not realize it, but we get to choose. Busy is as busy does. That's our topic on this episode of the Educators Among Us podcast.
Welcome to the Educators Among Us podcast, where we share motivational messages and inspiring stories for and about educators. Your host, Scott Barron, is author of the critically acclaimed book, Love 'Em and Lead 'Em, and provides powerful insights and wisdom for those who heed the call to teach, coach, lead, and serve at all levels of education.
This is Scott Barron, and I'm honored to be your host for the Educators Among Us podcast, where we get to speak into the lives of educators all around the world. They serve at all different levels of schools and all types of functions and roles, and they're life changers. Educators are indeed life changers. They give hope. They give a pathway for a promising future. They help to inspire what no one believes is possible. They get to teach and to coach and to prod and to lead and to manage and to make sure that everything is just right throughout all the different roles that are part of a school system and different types of schools. Thank you for the work that you do, for the commitment that you make to be there for people and to love and lead students and colleagues and parents and others through the journey of growth. Schools are interesting, right? But, then in today's episode of the podcast, we're diving into a topic that, it quietly shapes our lives more than we want to admit, right? It's the overwhelming demands of a busy life. Right? Is it possible that the relentless pace of education and the life of an educator, that it steers us away from the clarity, the joy that we're meant to experience? Busy is as busy does, right? The temptation, even the demand to fill every hour can feel like the only way. There's no way out. It's just a relentless day after day after day. But what if that busyness is actually masking something deeper, like a need to pause, a need to reconnect with our purpose? Because we all know it's easy to get caught in the rush and the demands of the day to day, the bell to bell, and all the things that happen in between. But we don't have to have that dictate our choices. We can make choices. We can choose based on what we value and our purpose. And perhaps we can reclaim that control, recognizing when the hustle overshadows our well-being and we lose that rhythm, we actually can lose the quietness that our souls need. That's an interesting quote, right, from Thomas Merton. The danger of a busy schedule is that it leaves no space for the soul to breathe. And we need that, educators particularly, because of how we speak into the lives of other people. Educators may be left wanting for many things, but there is no shortage of busy. Busy is as busy does. It's contagious, right? It often becomes a weird badge of honor. I'm just so busy. Yeah, I'm busy. It's hard to keep it all together. But have you ever noticed that busy people will take the time to talk about how busy they are? It's just something that it almost becomes like a status symbol that's usually a symptom of something else, of something we're trying to do too much in too little time. Exhaustion from busyness it lessens our intelligence and our ability to lead effectively. The makers of the calendar and the schedule are wise to respect those healthy boundaries. Busy and busyness, it's not a virtue, said Tim Ferriss, nor is it evidence of productivity. It's often actually a sign of avoidance, right? Busyness is not a virtue. At its core, it's often more about misplaced priorities than excessive demand. It's still about choices, right? And life is an adventure that it challenges our convictions and our desires. It tests our character and our faithfulness, and it grows. It grows our relationships. It grows our patience and our resilience. Life is as busy as we make it. Busy is as busy does. Practicing personal growth through small, consistent habits, that tends to reduce the burnout and it actually elevates our work effectiveness, our connections in those relationships, and our overall life contentment. What we value most will inevitably consume our minds, our emotions, and our priorities. So look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise. This is really important advice from Ephesians 5:15. Right? Look carefully. Be careful as you plan your day. Look ahead. Look with intention. Look with purpose. Because better happens with better habits. You see, we reap the benefits of living our priorities, starting with prayer, right? Prayer is a great way to reset our perspective at the beginning of the day and really prepare our hearts and our minds for what's ahead. Continuing with praise for the blessings and the people in our lives powerfully energizes our mindset and our bodies. Planning with priorities enables us to utilize our precious time with lasting purpose. Busy is as busy does. Busy is easy, right? The best choose to do the right things at the right time in the right way. Fulfilling our place in the store of eternity, it changes our priorities in time and place. So as you go through this week, find your zone. Find that zone where you're doing what you have a passion for, your unique genius. Find your zone this week, my friend, focusing your incredible talents on what matters the most, not being dominated by the tyranny of the urgent or all the crisis or all the next things that come up, but owning your priorities, choosing your priorities, taking the time to think it through, to plan it with wisdom. Right? A coaching question to ask yourself at the end of each day: did I do my best to find my zone today? Did I do my best to find my zone today? Hey, love 'em and lead 'em, my friend. This is Scott.
Thank you for joining us for the Educators Among Us podcast and for your courageous commitment to this noble calling. We get you and the challenges of this work. To stay connected with this community, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and weekly encouragement at educatorsamongus.com.